Common sense in this bitch, aka the soul of Andromeda, the night of Venus. And you know how you get hard? You know how you make yourself hard? Regardless if you're a female or male. Do you know how to make yourself hard? I come hard in every situation I come in. You know what I'm saying? Any situation where I present myself, I'm coming hard in that bitch. You dig what I'm saying? Because first of all, don't nobody want no soft ass motherfucker. But even more so, don't nobody want someone who doesn't have that drive for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But before I start just going on a whole tangent, let me just tell you right now. The way you make yourself hard is by doing hard things. By going through hard situations. You know what I'm saying? Living through hard times. That's how you end up becoming hard. And as I said before, every scenario where I present myself, I'm coming in that bitch hard. I'm not coming on some soft shit. You know what I'm saying? And these videos that I did already, I haven't even done a lot of videos, but the ones that I do got up, you can see my energy is coming hard though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not holding shit back. I don't give a fuck. Which leads me right into what the fuck I want to talk about right now. Look, everyone wants to talk about this month, November, being No Nut November, giving it some attribute that it really does not need. And let me just break down what all this shit is coming from, right? Now, for those of you who aren't aware of what No Nut November is, No Nut November is supposed to be a month where you, particularly as a man, go out through the whole month not, I don't want to say just masturbating, because a lot of people don't masturbate in the first place, but that's one of the things that they hold on so much to when they're explaining No Nut November. Not masturbating through the month. But it's also not having sex throughout the month. Not, and it's not even just not having sex, because some people can still have sex. They just edge during this month. AKA, they have sex until the point of orgasm, and then they stop. That's called edging. And a lot of people, when they have sex this month, a lot more people, because of the whole myth of No Nut November, a lot more people are either not masturbating this month or edging. Now, I'm not here to talk about that. What you do in your bedroom, what you do behind closed doors is between you and you. I don't give a fuck. You dig what I'm saying? And anyone else out here who's telling you what you should and should not be doing behind closed doors, look at them very closely. You know what I'm saying? Give them a discerning eye. Look at them motherfuckers real close and see what the fuck they talking about. What are their intentions? Where are they coming from? Who the fuck is this motherfucker telling you what the fuck you can and cannot do in your home? Back to what I'm saying though, right? The real explanation of No Nut November is basically going throughout the whole month of November, not ejaculating, not reaching orgasm, not reaching your climax, physically speaking, right? That's what all this No Nut November is supposed to be about. Now, why is this the case? Why do people even fall into this trend? Well, first of all, understand that people don't do shit unless it's something in it for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're the most selfless person in the world. The only way you became selfless is by going through self. You understand what I'm saying? Self has to be answered to first. Never forget that. Before you can answer to anybody else, you got to answer to your own self first. So in terms of this whole No Nut November shit, right? Hold on, wait, let me hit the fucking blunt. Damn near forgot my point. Right. Back to what I was saying now. Now, in terms of this whole Nut November shit, right? When we start talking about why people do these things, understand that it always comes down to what the fuck are they going to get out of it? AKA self. What is the selfish desire behind this action? What is the selfish intention behind this action? They're present in all of your actions. You understand? And if you aren't able to figure out what that is, that can be one of the things that lead you astray. That can be one of the things that make you lose your perspective. You understand what I'm saying? That could be one of the things that stop you from doing what the fuck you're here to do in the first place. When you forget that understanding of self, when you forget that fact that you have to answer to self. Now, back to what I'm saying though. Knowing that everything has a selfish desire behind it, if we look at No Nut November, what can we understand? The selfish desire behind it is 9 times out of 10, someone trying to figure out how to get more out of life. You know what I'm saying? That's mostly where selfish desires come from. How to get more out of something. You know what I'm saying? How to get more out of something. How to get more out of something. And No Nut November is more about a spiritual endeavor. So knowing that it's a spiritual endeavor, knowing that a lot of the people who talk about No Nut November are spiritualists or whatever the case may be, right? Then know that this selfish desire is going to be spiritually based. How to get more spiritually. Not how to get more spiritual, how to get more spiritually. In other words, how to manifest more. You know what I'm saying? How to bring things more from your inner world into this external world. How to be more creative, in other words, right? How to live a more abundant life. That's what all these, the reasons behind No Nut November is supposed to be about. Now here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing though. That at the end of the day doesn't do anything. That don't do shit. Like you having an orgasm, you reaching climax, you fucking getting to that point, you know what I'm saying, has nothing to do with your ability to create or live an abundant life. It has nothing to do with that. And it's crazy because that's common sense. Yet it seems like no one, especially in the spiritual community, are asking these questions or making these points. And that be my biggest beef with the fucking spiritual community. You know what I'm saying? That be my huge problem with so many people that want to use this motherfucking wisdom and knowledge against us. You know what I'm saying? It's fake motherfuckers out here who pretending like they spiritual. And a lot of times, they don't even know themselves that they faking the funk. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's very important that you understand your own perception in this. Because when people come out here and start giving you their shit, their perception on shit, well, now they just fucking ruin the narrative. Now they're giving you a narrative and tell you how to read the fucking book without letting you do it yourself. Which is your fucking power here. Which is your fucking divine right. spiritual community always fucking gets lost in this dumbass shit and don't know how to make sense of it. But it's cool. That's exactly why I'm here right now. Common motherfucking sense. Back to what I'm saying though, man. No one asks these questions on how the fuck your semen, your sperm has anything to do with the way you live your life or the abundance that you bring into your life, the way you manifest, the way you create, the way you connect your imagination to this reality. No one explained to you the correlation between this. They just told you that they're correlated and that's it. And you just took that for what it is and said, yep, that's right. Okay. Dumb. And then if you don't know what your own perspective is on certain shit, at least ask questions. That's how you come to your own perspective. That's how you draw a conclusion. Have fucking hypothesis. Ask questions, motherfucker. And not only that, when you ask the questions, go ahead and have your own assumption about it first. Guess. But that's a whole different conversation. Because there's a right way and a wrong way to assume. You know what I'm saying? Back to what I'm saying though. Back to the main topic of discussion. Talking about semen retention. Which is another term for what people are participating on and partaking in this month, November. Semen retention. AKA holding it back, holding yourself back. Now, a lot of people in the spiritual community, the reason they get caught up in these teachings and these understandings is because they equate semen to life force. You will hear those terms thrown around together a lot, being conflated and construed. Semen and life force, or semen and life energy, which is a little bit better, but still not necessarily what it is. Or what else do they call it? Semen and chi, which again is not exactly what it is. Like these things, they're trying to explain something, yeah, that's pointing in a certain location in the spiritual realm. But each one of these terms, each one of these words are something specific, something different than what it really is. You know what I'm saying? And semen has nothing to do with the spirit in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when we sit here and say the semen is you're of life force energy or this, that, and the third, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, what the fuck are you even saying? First of all, what is life force energy? Isn't life force where you're creating from? That sounds like the spirit to me. Okay, now if we go down that line of reasoning, you telling me the spirit is semen? How did you get to that conclusion? That just because one of your first forms in this world was semen, then that must mean that's where the spirit resides? Oh, you think that because that's how we create, not just us as humans, but a lot of us as organisms, you think that because that's how we manifest and reproduce another many versions of ourselves, then that must mean that's the life force. That's where the life is coming from, right? Faulty line of reasoning. Faulty. False. Goddamn motherfucking lies. And who just sitting here taking this shit in? If that's the case, okay, let's say that's right. Let's say semen is life force energy, right? So does that mean only men have life force energy? Does that mean only men have spirits? You see the fucking faulty line of reasoning now? Do you see what I'm not even done yet. But we can go down this line of reasoning because there'll be people who will argue that, especially religious people. And I'm not even talking about a specific religion. I'm not even about to go down that line of reasoning. Some of y'all who have done y'all religious studies and learned different religions, you probably already know which one I'm talking about. But I'm not going to do it. Let's just say there's religions out there who will take that argument and say, yeah, the man is the spirit. Matter of fact, no, let's go down that line of reasoning. The Father, the Son, the Holy motherfucking Spirit. Pause. Wait a minute. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father and the Son is already masculine. And 3 is a motherfucking company. You know what I'm saying? So that must mean you talking about the spirit is masculine as well. Faulty line of reasoning once again. Yet you wonder why there's not so many women leaders in this dimension. At least right now at the time of this video. Hopefully we fucking understand what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? And me being a Knight of Venus, a champion of that energy, I'm going to help people understand what's going on. But now you're starting to see why there's no women leadership for real, right? Now you start to see why when we're talking about religion or spirituality, they can't wait to take the woman out of a powerful position. You know what I'm saying? There's many other reasons why. But if we just use this faulty line of reasoning, the man is the one with the spirit. Well, now you see why. Now, not only do you see why the world is the way it is, all fucked up and shit, but now back to the original topic of discussion. Now you see why people fall into this bullshit of No Nut November. Whether it be a conscious reason or subconscious reasoning. You believing that the man is the one with the motherfucking spirit. The spirit has no motherfucking gender. Has no motherfucking identity that it clings to. It has no sex. It don't give a fuck about that shit. The spirit will use any motherfucking vessel it can to express itself. Whether it's male or female. Inanimate or animate. Inanimate or inanimate. Alive or unalive, motherfucker. You know what the fuck I'm saying. It doesn't give a fuck. And we know this spiritually. That's why right now we're seeing so much of an influx of gender fluidity. But that's a whole different conversation. Back to what I'm saying right now, man. I know it sounds like I'm going on tangents, but trust me, it's all connected. Back to what I'm saying though, right? Gotta hit the blunt one more again. Keep on losing my point. That's what these tangents do. But I'm really in that realm where all this shit is coming from. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make this shit make sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of spirituality becoming trendy. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of spirituality becoming corporate. Fuck the corporate shit. Keep this shit the way it's supposed to be. I'm going to make this shit make sense. Back to what I'm saying though. Yeah. Y'all fall into this faulty line of reasoning that the man is the one that has the spirit or the spirit molecule or whatever the case may be. And if y'all haven't fell into that line of reasoning, why the fuck are you participating in No Nut November in the first place? What the fuck is semen retention going to do for you in the first place? How is semen retention correlated to the way your spirit manifests itself? Okay then. It's not about a masculine thing. Because what the hell are the women supposed to do this month? What are the women supposed to do? They don't have semen in the first place. So, what are we saying? And last time I checked, it was the women who are birthing all of us. It's the females who are birthing all of us in the first place. So to a certain degree, I'm going to tell you, me being a Knight of Venus, even though I'm a man, I can sit here and tell you honestly, it is the women. We have more creative power here. Not the men. Again, now you're starting to see why the world is the way it is. Sure, we're technologically advanced, but spiritually we are behind as fuck. And that's another reason why people participate in No Nut November. Trying to get spiritually ahead. You know what I'm saying? Again, trying to get more out of spirituality, their spiritual life. But again, the spirit has nothing to do with your semen or what the fuck you do with it. Women have a whole lot of motherfucking spirit and no semen. As a matter of fact, not even just women. How about the people who go out here and get vasectomies? Or the people who are just infertile or sterile or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, who just can't have a baby, who aren't reproducing any semen. Do they not have spirit neither? Like, no one's asking these questions. If you want to know what the spirit is, man, I'll explain all that shit too. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. But for the sake of this video, just understand it's where you create from. I already said that. Where you create from. Where you are creating your experience from. And that supersedes just your physical form. Your spirit is a space. It's a place that you go to. That you don't even have to go there. You're always there. But sometimes you're not there. That's how you can say things like you're in the spirit today. Or you're not in the spirit to do this right now. Or whatever. You see what I'm saying? The space that you create from. We all got that shit. And back to my original point, women got a whole lot of that. Back to my motherfucking point again. Talking about this No Nut November shit. Semen retention is not what the fuck you think it is. But semen retention can be used. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that there is no benefit to it. But I do want you to ask more questions on the validity behind it and the facts that people throw out to you, and understand whether or not they're actually facts or just that person's experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things that a lot of people in this No Nut November community will say is the moment you stop masturbating and having sex, you will become more imaginative, have more ideas to create things, right? Okay, let's stop right there. Let's look at pop culture. Let's look at some of the most imaginative and creative people in pop culture right now. Musicians. Let's start with some of the most pop culture, the most poppiest of musicians. The most popular. Rap. Rappers. What do rappers talk about all the time? Fucking. But what do they do all the time? Go to the motherfucking studio and rap. That's how they got their motherfucking profits. That's how they got their motherfucking wealth. Among other things, but rap was one of them. AKA creating. Living in their imagination and bringing it into reality in some way. Having ideas and acting on them. Yet at the same time, they're living this very indulgent life. So we can see, if we just look at rappers alone, not even looking at every other aspect that we could look at in society, just rappers, you can see that there is no disconnection with their ability to create, and, or should I say connection, or whatever. There's no fucks given, I should say. That's a better way I should say. There's no fucks given between their ability to create and them going out here and having sex and fucking and climaxing. You understand what I'm saying? No motherfucking correlation. These motherfuckers is out here manifesting a whole bunch of shit and fucking a lot too. So that's not the motherfucking thing you getting. Another motherfucking argument from semen retention. You'll be more confident. And they'll throw all these scientific terms at you to validate it. And say, yeah, well, you know, your testosterone levels will boost and etc. Shut the fuck up. Because that don't mean shit neither. Sure, there can be some truth in that. But again, let's look at rappers. You know how confident you gotta be to perform in front of thousands upon hundreds of thousands upon millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of people? Do you know how confident you have to be to do such a fucking thing? And guess what they did before the show? And guess what they're gonna do with the groupies after the show? Fuck! Like, y'all don't fucking get it. Y'all not making no motherfucking sense. Look in reality and see if this shit is even applied. Damn. Semen retention don't mean shit. You can be one of the most fucking motherfuckers out here and still get some shit done. Still manifest your motherfucking reality in here. As a matter of fact, I ain't even gonna, I don't know if I should say this because this gonna lead people down the wrong line. You know what I'm saying? And I'm giving out spiritual gems right now. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this is why I gotta do this shit too. This is why I'm here right now. Because I've led people down this path already. But the way I did it, it was misunderstood. And it was because I didn't put enough words there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't explain the shit. And I was coming from the realm where what's understood don't need to be explained. But shit wasn't understood, so now it needs to be explained. And that's why I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? I fucked up. I'm not even supposed to be here for real. I mean, I'm supposed to be here. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't supposed to be here. But you get what the fuck I'm saying. Like, I'm technically wasn't supposed to be here. Like, my job was supposed to be done. It was. But I fucked up. I fucked up eons ago. Because I didn't explain this shit and I led people down the wrong path. And the moment I started giving people these ideas, they took them and ran with them. And they dived too deep into the physical form, the picture of it all, the way it looked, instead of what was really going on. So I'm gonna correct that and I'm gonna explain all that shit now. I'm not gonna lead us down the wrong path now. You know what I'm saying? I understand what my karma is. But that being said, since I explained that part, and I know it's gonna go over so many people's heads, fuck it, y'all. In the years, y'all will look back and see this video and it'll all make sense. But back to what I'm saying, I wasn't gonna say this. I wasn't even gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it because we already knew it. I explained this a long time ago, but I didn't go into full detail, and that's where we went wrong. So now I'm gonna retell it. You know what I'm saying? At first, I was gonna shut this knowledge away forever, but now I'm gonna actually explain to you what the hell I meant originally. And I'm not even gonna do it all in this video. I'm gonna save it for later. But just for right now, going back to this whole No Nut November shit, because it's all correlated. One of the most powerful ways, one of the highest ways to bring your reality into this reality is through your semen. You know what I'm saying? Even though I just did a whole 30 minutes denunciating the concept of No Nut November. Now I'm sitting here telling you that your semen does have some very high, fucking one of the highest forms of creative energy. And it's not just the semen. It's the ovaries too. The eggs, whatever the fuck, for the women, yeah. We focus too much on just the semen. You know what I'm saying? These phallic religions and shit. It's for both of us. When I'm talking about your root chakra, which we all have, regardless of how it looks. Like I said, we got caught in the way it looks instead of what the fuck is really going on. Yeah, the root chakra, which we all have, that is the seat of the motherfucking spirit. I don't mean that's where it just sits there and that's the only place it sits, but that's where that's one of the starts right motherfucking there. One of the highest forms. Even though down here, it looks like it's one of the lowest forms. Spiritually speaking, as above, so below is reversed. Is one of the highest forms of creation. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how we reproduce ourselves. That's how we stay here in this reality, in this dimension. That's how we don't die. That's one of the ways we don't die, right? And now this is going to some other shit. And this is where I start to lose people. This is where people start to take the shit for the wrong way. But again, I'll explain more of that later. For the long story short sake of this video right now, it is through the connection of both of those, the connection of those root chakras, the semen energy and the energy of the eggs, is the connection of that represents creation in general. Just creation in general, the act of creating. Before we talk about art and making music and just creation in general, comes from that very principle. Now, you know, that we've gone so far and evolved beyond that, we don't really need to do that in order to create. Now we can create with our minds, just boom, on some other shit. And you would probably think that's the highest form. But really, that's the lowest form. You know what I'm saying? We're here in this physical dimension to be physical. And thus, your physical experience is a very high spiritual experience. Believe it or not, no matter the contrary belief, your physical experience is a very high vibrational experience. It is. Now, in terms of the whole creating thing, right? Whew. I'm on fire today. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on, let me spark this one more time. Yep. Yeah. Common sense is in this bitch, bro. Back to what I'm saying though. Now that we're so evolved and we don't really need to use our root chakras to create, the moment we tap back into our primordial ways of creation, while also maintaining the ways of creating that we have today, or our evolutions and our adaptations of the original chakra, the moment we can use all of these connected is the moment you can bring one of the craziest, one of the most uplifting, one of the most impactful forms of creation in this world, in this dimension. You know what I'm saying? That's getting into whole Kundalini and things like that, and a little bit of Tantra and stuff like that. But that's later for that. Just know that that's what I was talking about eons ago. That's what I was trying to explain. And I promise you, I will correct it. I will get you to see what I'm talking about. You just gotta stick with me. Keep your eyes on me, and I'll show you. I will reveal the meaning behind that picture I painted so long ago. Just keep your eyes, because keep me in your viewership. But back to this whole No Nut November shit, right? Back to me killing this motherfucking concept. Look, it's supposed to represent doing something that's hard. You understand? I started this whole video off with what makes you hard? How do you become hard? Now, when we're talking about No Nut November, especially when we look at the way people follow this trend, you know what I'm saying? They make jokes with each other like, have you given in yet? Have you given in yet? Or watch this, see if you give in from this. And then they send you some shit intentionally to arouse you or make you horny. Just to see if you give in to temptation. Now, like I said, there is some gifts. There are some benefits to No Nut November. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be building your temperance. One of the greatest things you can do is build your temperance. How well can you restrain yourself from an instinctual desire? There is a spiritual power in that. Don't get me wrong. Don't get any of what I was saying wrong. There is a lot of spiritual power in being able to deny yourself from something you obviously don't want to deny yourself from, all because you know that in that denial you will receive more. You damn motherfucking right. That is powerful as hell. That is some spiritual motherfucking game. But here's the thing though. What the fuck does that gotta do with you having sex or not? I mean, the whole denying your instincts, and it's our instincts to have sex. Sure, I get that part maybe, but in terms of everything else, what the fuck are you talking about? All right, let me explain my confusion, okay? Okay, so you telling me that if I don't have sex, I'm evolving? Wait, you telling me if I don't touch myself, I'll become harder in the spiritual realm? No. Bullshit. Like I told you from before, the original point of this is to do hard things. This is how you make yourself motherfucking hard. This is the whole act of playing with temptation, doing hard things. This is the whole act of fighting against your instincts, doing hard things. But if you telling me it's hard not to touch yourself, if you telling me it's hard not to have sex, then maybe No Nut November should stay around. Maybe you should participate in No Nut November in a way that everyone else is participating in. Maybe you should follow the fucking trend until you get this shit. If it's hard for you to just not, if that's hard, then take this month off. Take this month off, B. Because that shouldn't be motherfucking hard. The fact that that's hard is proving the motherfucking point of what I was saying before, where we went lost with this shit, where I fucked up when I was trying to explain this shit before long ago. Y'all start diving too deep, too motherfucking deep into y'all passions, into y'all pleasures, not really seeing it for what the fuck it is. It shouldn't be motherfucking hard. It shouldn't be hard to just stop for a month, for 30 days, 31 days, whatever the fuck. It shouldn't be motherfucking hard, B. That ain't got nothing to do with this. The shit is supposed to be about doing shit that's hard. That's how you make yourself hard, motherfucker. Not none of that other shit. Like, this shit crazy, man. This shit is crazy. I don't see how no one, after all this time, are asking these questions. I don't even want to say knowing, because I do see some people asking these questions, but it's a rare few out of the masses. All I see is people can't wait to get on the motherfucking trend, hop on the fucking boat, join the wave, trying to see and be a part of what's current, instead of creating their own motherfucking wave, creating their own motherfucking currency. This shit is all fucking, this shit is all tricks. All tricks. All motherfucking tricks, man. All motherfucking tricks. But yeah, though, I think that's it. Let me hit this one more time, see if I missed any points. I think that's it, bro. I'm speechless. You know what I'm saying? Once I get to this point, and I feel bad for the females. I don't feel bad for y'all, but you know what I'm saying? I empathize. I empathize with the females sometimes a whole lot more than males. Because I know y'all be looking like, what the fuck? But there only be so much you can do, right? I know. I see what's going on. I know Venus see exactly what the fuck going on. We ain't blind. All that shit gonna be rectified, I promise. But yeah, man. Don't fall into the traps of this whole semen retention shit, man. And I know just this video alone, even though I'm just talking about a month, you know, November and shit, it's really debunking some other shit too. Some older shit, you know what I'm saying? Monks and shit will hold on to this wisdom of semen retention. But monks got it harder though. Monks go harder with this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's another example of spirituality just being a trend right now. Because niggas just learning some shit real fast and go out there and preach that shit the next day as if they know what the fuck they talking about. Meanwhile, monks have been studying these things for decades. Some of them, their whole motherfucking lives, they have been studying these esoteric and occult wisdoms and practices. So their understanding about it is way harder, key word, than a lot of this trendy spiritual shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go hard with this shit. That don't mean that there ain't some faultiness in there neither. That don't mean that there ain't some spiritual warfare taking place in those concepts neither. Spiritual warfare is taking place all over this motherfucking dimension. So in terms of that whole semen retention shit, yeah, the monks, and yeah, they got something. They onto something. You know what I'm saying? They understood a little bit more when I uttered the words Kundalini. They understood it a little bit more when they seen that picture that I painted for them. But it still got lost. The message still got lost. You know what I'm saying? I still spoke too abstractly. So I'm coming direct now. I'm gonna make a whole another video specifically explaining what the fuck the Kundalini really is and semen retention really is, and whether or not it really holds weight. Because you don't have to retain any of that. That don't mean nothing. I'm trying to tell you that in this video right here. It's a different understanding about it. It's about using all of your chakras at the same time instead of just one. And that's what we do, is we get trapped into one. That's what we do. We get trapped into one. And don't let anybody else tell you that your chakras are unaligned or closed or whatever the case. Your chakras are open. You was born with them open and aligned already. Now, the older you get and the more you be aware of this reality instead of your own reality, your own chakras, the more you're aware of other people's chakras and shit like that, the more you will start to forget, or not even just forget, the more you will toxify your chakras, the more you will toxify your vision. You know what I'm saying? The more it will become cluttered. And that's where you would need to do some cleansing. That's where the concept comes from. But it's not that the chakras are closed. Don't ever let someone preach that to you. That's another form of spiritual warfare. And motherfuckers just getting into spirituality, making it trendy, preaching some shit, don't know what the fuck they talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on the chakras too, explaining that. I'm gonna explain all this shit. I'm gonna make this shit make sense. You understand? I'm gonna make this shit make sense once and for motherfucking all. And if you already understand what I'm saying, then you are a part of my community. You tapped into that space that connect with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? We building something over here. There's a reason you understand what I'm saying already if you do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Common sense.